Let me ask you a question that may feel uncomfortable, but is necessary if you truly want to understand yourself. Why is it that most people know exactly what they need to do to improve their lives, to change their habits, to pursue their goals, and yet they fail to act? Think carefully about your own life. How many times have you promised yourself, "I will start tomorrow," only to find that tomorrow arrives and you remain exactly where you were yesterday? How often have you felt that initial surge of motivation, that fire of ambition, only to watch it slowly fade after a few days, a week, perhaps a month at most? And the truth is, this failure does not occur because of a lack of knowledge. You already know what you should do. You know that waking up early, exercising, studying, or working with focus would move your life forward. You are aware that consistent effort is the key, yet somehow the body hesitates, the mind resists, and action never follows. Why? Because the world around you has trained you to seek the easy path. Modern society, with its endless conveniences, instant gratifications, and constant stimulation, has conditioned you to avoid effort, to crave comfort, to postpone discipline. Hungry? A few taps on your phone bring food to your door. Bored? Endless entertainment streams onto your screen. Lonely? Social media offers immediate validation. Every need, every desire, every impulse can be satisfied in seconds. And while this comfort seems harmless at first, it quietly erodes strength. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, you begin to weaken, often without noticing it. You grow dependent on ease, and you lose the ability to endure difficulty, delay gratification, or act with consistent purpose. But more than 4 centuries ago, there was a man named Jack who understood this struggle better than anyone. A man who fought 61 duels and lost none. Not because he was stronger, faster, or more talented, but because he had mastered something far more elusive: discipline. His name was Miyamoto Musashi, the greatest swordsman of his era. Musashi understood that the most important battle a person faces is not on the field of combat, it is inside the mind, between desire and duty, comfort and growth, pleasure and purpose. Musashi wrote a book called The Book of Five Rings, and in it, he left a phrase that should echo in the minds of anyone who seeks mastery. Think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world. This means that your fears, your ego, your impulses, and your cravings are nothing more than noise. And while you listen to that noise, reality slips by unnoticed. Clarity is lost, and action becomes impossible. Now, let me tell you the story of a man named Jack, a story that will illustrate this truth more vividly than any abstract principle ever could. Jack was 25 years old, and on the surface appeared ordinary. He worked as a waiter in a small Italian restaurant in Seattle. His days followed a monotonous rhythm: waking late, serving tables, coming home, playing video games until the early hours, and repeating the cycle without deviation. Yet inside him, a quiet war was raging, a war of desire versus inertia, of ambition versus habit. When Jack was younger, his parents often spoke of the importance of discipline, focus, and personal development, but he ignored their guidance, preferring the immediate pleasures of youth: parties, video games, friends, fleeting adventures, and careless indulgence. He was socially skilled, liked, and admired for his charisma. He knew how to have fun, but he lacked the structure to channel his potential. After high school, Jack began to notice a painful truth. His peers were moving forward in life. One friend went to college, another landed a high-paying job, another launched a business. And Jack? He was serving pasta. He wanted to change, he longed to grow, but each time he attempted, he failed. Tomorrow, he told himself, but tomorrow always surrendered to comfort. Everything changed one unremarkable Tuesday evening. The restaurant was nearly empty, the air still. A man entered, well-dressed, confident, yet calm, almost imperceptibly commanding. He sat alone, ordered black coffee, and Jack, compelled by curiosity, approached him. This man, Naoki, owned a successful technology company. He lived by a principle Jack had never encountered: consistent discipline. Not talent, not luck, not connections. Discipline alone, applied consistently over time, separated the average from the exceptional. Naoki looked at Jack and asked a simple yet profound question. Do you want to continue living as you are, or do you want to become the person you were meant to be? Jack, silent, felt as if the question had pierced directly into his conscience. Naoki explained that modern life had made most people weak. Convenience had replaced effort. Entertainment had replaced growth. Social media had replaced patience. And yet, he said, true strength comes only through discomfort, through doing what is difficult, especially when one does not feel like doing it. Then he revealed a system of 8 disciplines derived from the samurai traditions of Musashi himself. Wake up without negotiation. The first battle is won the moment you rise. Debate only ensures defeat. Move without emotion. Action does not require feeling. It requires choice. Train when you do not want to. Motivation is fleeting. Strength grows in resistance. Eliminate the unnecessary. Possessions, distractions, and excess dilute focus. Sit with pain. Observe pain rather than fleeing from it. Pain teaches what comfort never can. Protect your focus like a fortress. Attention is the most valuable resource you have. Guard it rigorously. Live without seeking approval. External validation is ephemeral. Internal excellence is enduring. Stay the course no matter what. When every instinct urges surrender, perseverance reveals character. To test his commitment, Naoki gave Jack a challenge: lose 8 kilograms in 2 months while applying these disciplines. Jack accepted. The next morning, at 5 o'clock, his alarm rang. Every fiber of his being screamed to press snooze, to return to ease. But he rose anyway. He ran, cold and dark, moving without emotion, training through resistance, observing discomfort, and protecting his focus. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. Jack's body transformed, yes, but more importantly, his mind did. He stopped seeking distraction. He acted with intention. He no longer waited for motivation. He acted because he had chosen to act. 2 months later, he had surpassed the goal. 10 kilograms lost, not 8. And Naoki, true to his word, offered him a position in his company. Over the next decade, Jack continued to apply the principles of discipline, rising through the ranks not because of luck, but because his habits, his system, and his consistent effort made him unstoppable. The truth is this: modern humans rarely fail due to inability. They fail because they lack a system that structures action beyond feeling, beyond comfort, beyond desire. As psychologist Carl Jung once said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Systems, habits, and disciplined routines are the tools that make the unconscious conscious. Strength, unlike happiness, is permanent. Strength is cultivated in discomfort. Happiness comes and goes, but strength endures. And when you are strong, you navigate life with clarity, resilience, and purpose. Now I ask you, will you watch this story and continue as you always have, lulled by comfort? Or will you act today, choosing one discipline, however small, and begin the path that will shape your mind, your body, and your life? Because the warrior's journey does not begin with feeling. It begins with decision.